Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. We have crypto doing a bit of liquidations on the way down, getting out some late longers. We're going to be speaking about that shortly, friends. I've also got to tell you Somi's exotic top signal list. It's caught me by surprise today, what I just saw. I couldn't believe it. Like, I had to triple check that I was witnessing what I was witnessing. The official smelly poop. So the S&P Standard & Poor, otherwise known as the smelly poop from America, the official committee, they have introduced a digital markets 50 crypto altcoins and Bitcoin index, right? It's not launched yet, but they're actually going to put it out. I'm going to be speaking about that shortly. We're going to be speaking about Binance CZ, your favorite country, India. Shout out to all my Indian baby dolls out there. I love his man. I love his man. We're going to be speaking about your crypto adoption. We got some Paul Tudor Jones and more stablecoin super cycle stuff coming your way. We got a lot of things to go through today, friends. Let's actually go down. Let's go check out the monthly candle, friends. It smells like a green candle. It still is a green candle. We are still in all-time high territories. It's just that, this big wick, I guess everyone's like now complaining. It's just like for 4%. No one really cares, bro. I don't care, but most people do care. We have liquidations, late longers. I'm going to go down and show you. This is the Bitcoin price chart on a 4-hour, friends. You get to see, right, this was the previous monthly high. We were literally, see, friends, this is pretty much it. We went through, we rejected, we came right through up and like we're ready to go, but we've now swung back in. So if you're watching this on a short time frame, like the 4-hour, you just extend this out here. So this would have been when it comes down in here, you could have put on a short, and then you just put your stop out here, and then maybe try and get like 1 to 2R, which is how many units of risk. This is for like just the cute short-term trading stuff out here. But hopefully the next phase includes a rotation on the way up. If Bitcoin really wants to, I mean, it's got levels down here. This is the previous monthly low. If it really wants to, maybe you can come back down here and then do something like that. But you don't know. We're still pinging and ponging in between, okay? There's nothing to do here. We're in the middle of no man's zone, no man's land. But yes, if Bitcoin does go up and come back here, you got to long the reclaim of this monthly if you're short term. But what you're going to see is most people won't. A lot of us will, but not most people won't. They'll just continue to be short because this is what happens, man. After the crypto cycle goes down for so long, it just starts to trap everybody. Now, what I'm going to do is let's have a look at the Bitcoin weekly chart, actually, friends. Very important too. The Bitcoin weekly chart, before we look onto Ethereum, the Bitcoin weekly is still very strong. It's still very strong. It's still in pretty much all-time high territory. This is not a rejection, man. We're still holding the line here. This is actually where you'd probably want to get long as well. Bitcoin actually get long, but you'd have to be ready. It could go down just a tiny bit lower. This is nothing. You're playing around here. If you really want, what's your stop? 10% lower. And I'd guess you go for like 20%. That's 146K if you want to do it. But see, friends, you're always just risking one to make two stuff. Maybe you can get your win rate instead of 50%. Maybe you can get up to 60, 70%. It's not worth it, bro. Like, just like the biggest, juiciest up only gains potential is in altcoins, even though it seems to be taking forever. I'm now going to show you Ethereum, friends. Ethereum doing its price chart here, a lot of rejection zones as well. It's the same thing pretty much as what we've been waiting for, is for Ethereum to finally breach this 5,000 American dollar zone, which we aren't breaching right now. This is the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance still hanging around here. Many people calling for much higher. I still think there's nothing to worry about at all. Remember, friends, we are in October. We'll see how this final quarter of the year plays out. Just so you know, friends, just so you're aware, most crypto KOLs are calling for the 4-year cycle, okay? And what's interesting is all of them calling for the 4-year cycle, they then accuse everybody else of calling for like a 5-year cycle. And they're also basically just, your friends, everyone's got their own bias. That's it. So, look, I don't know what the future holds, okay? But it's like, this year there's a coin flip. If I'm heads, I'm going to tell you, yeah, man, I really think it's heads, okay? So when you hear somebody who's saying, no, it's not going to be heads, what you end up finding out is they have bet on tails, yeah? They're in stable coins. They've already been selling. But look at blockchain backer. He sold 50% of his crypto portfolio. They've already been selling. A lot of them have been selling. Now, the thing is, you don't know what comes next. It's not about that. It's about protecting yourself. But in my view, I think it's very dangerous to be unexposed with when you have a PMI this low, and like anything can just ignite the market and start to go higher. Let's go check out the Racist Russell 2000 and see what he did today. Mr. Racist Russell 2000, remember, is the one of the biggest indexes in America, and it's small caps. Okay. So it's funny how racist he was. He actually went back down below his all-time high again. Man, friends, I can't believe that the level of racism into this guy is the most racist, bigoted, anti-Semitic, transphobic item I've ever seen. I can't believe this, the pain that we've got through. But it's not the Racist Russell 2000 himself. The problem is just the whole sentiment. It's the whole cycle, right? The whole crypto sentiment and everyone in the business cycle, which is literally every single person, and how it's all been playing out. But yeah, at least it is still through the all-time highs, and we're still hanging around there. That's what we've got to be waiting for. Now, the biggest culprit of all is gold. Okay, if you want to know, like, hey, why are we kind of stalling out? It's just this, baby. Gold is pretty much right next to $4,000. I think it did touch it on some exchanges or whatever. Here is gold. Gold's been gapping up, going on a monster run. But if you look at gold long term, gold's still really cheap. Gold versus the S&P 500, the ratio is still like what, 0.6 or something. Yeah, it's meant to be rallying to like 2.5, which if you do that, gold's meant to be like $16,000 right now. You know what I mean? So anything above this is still really, really cheap prices. Not saying it's going to go there and just flash there, but when we're able to get our next footing, you'll be able to see gold eventually stall out. It's just right now, it's not. Gold is just not stalling out whatsoever. It's still like massively green. But I'll tell you something now. When I counted the weekly candles for gold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is one of the biggest runs. It does this every few years. We just got that once, the freak move upwards, where it's like 7 green weeks in a row. 8 green weeks in a row for gold. And then when it stalls out, maybe Bitcoin and crypto just kind of have a flush up in the other direction. I want to share this with you as well, friends. So this is just XPL. So you've been hearing a lot about on XPL. I remember Plasma Chain backed by Tether a bit. You know, you have they're meant to be the stablecoin chain and stuff out here. But I just want to show you, like, I remember down here there was all these liquidations. Okay, so I just got long, and I just got out here. And I just want to show you, look at how important it is. If you don't believe in something, everyone on leverage, they don't believe in anything. They don't. They want these things to go up only. And this is just an important game just to show you like how dangerous it is. When it depends, a lot of these people, because it swept under the previous monthly low, I got long here, but it held it. It held it luckily, and I just got out here. Look how instantly, as soon as I get out, just start scaling out. Look at this, bang, 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 just starts retracing the whole way. So you really got to believe in stuff, man. You really do. I want to show you something. There are people, they're leveraged long here. If this Plasma Chain piece of crap coin, if this actually comes out and wipes them, I mean, you got to think about all these people, friends. People with, like, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, $50,000, they just get wiped out. You know, and I just get to long again. But all these people, they don't really believe in it. You know, if you really, really believe in something, you don't do this leverage stuff, trying to like pick the bottom and stuff. You just don't do that. Because, you know, in markets, right, it's not about what you think a price is good or cheap at. No, it's not about that, all right? Because you never underestimate just how weak and pathetic the people holding are. Okay, you never underestimate that. They can sell through unbelievable lows. They can over leverage themselves as it goes up. So if it pings back down or just slaps them all down, it's simply not worth it. Okay, that's why when you're holding PulseChain and everything out here, yeah, look, that's why two ways to make more money: either leverage up and like increase your risk like that, which is like extremely dangerous. I never recommend anything like that. I don't give very financial advice anyway, but it's really bad to do that for literally 99% of people. That's one way. Another way to make more money is literally increase the spot size of your bags. Sit in comfy spot altcoins. That's the best mantra to do, because you can't get forced out. You can't. This is the soy ETH ratios, friends. Soy out here, ticky down, hanging around here. We've got the soy ETF coming. I wonder what it's going to be able to do. Just to let you know what's been happening, I'm just giving you, like, you know, live updates of everything. Do you remember how there was Soylana season? It seems like the rotation, it's pretty much almost confirmed. Almost. It's happening right now. It's on Binance chain. Okay, so Binance BNB it's been rallying through all new highs. I just want to show you, friends, it's not about this community and stuff out here. I'll just show you right now. BNB has been ripping and making new all-time highs. like this. This is the BNB chart. This is huge. Now it's up 5x from its bottom out here because it did a super strong chart. Only dropped like 72% in the bear market. And now it's actually been ripping. Look at these, friends. Look how blow off Binance has had 1, 2, 3, 4 green monthly candles, man. That's huge. That's actually huge. So BNB at 1200. Now, obviously, the real chart is the BNB BTC ratio, which we have to show everyone here. You see it's making back to all-time highs, friends. Actually, wow, it is back to pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much near the all-time highs, towards the all-time highs since 2021. Now, this is the bear market 2022. So this was like bonus round. You don't count that. This was the euphoria. This is bear market, okay? So this, because BNB, remember I told you, you can see from the ratio, Binance Exchange, they made BNB defensive. So what they did was they left a giant bid on the exchange. Now, you can't see it because only they could see it. Okay, but I'm just telling you that because, you know, just me being in the markets forever and I can basically, I know my way around the forest and the trees, okay? But yeah, this is awesome. BNB, see how, friends, the BNB BTC ratio is going up and now there's BNB season. It's like there's new capital coming. When you're gaining on Bitcoin, that's when the big season stuff comes out. And what is that season? It's literally just people punting. It's the same stuff over again. It's like random JPEG coins, people trying to like fluff up meme coins stuff out here. That's what it is. And like, you know, there's an oversupply of this. There's too much of a factory when it comes to that as well, which makes it very disappointing. And it makes it very, very hard to pick what's a great coin or anything out here, okay? So be careful when it comes to just exploring to these. You're going to see other KOLs be like, oh, I'm on BNB CZ. These are the coins to get. When they start making their list, they'll start grifting, just like they did on Soylana and the other chains and stuff as well. So I'm still going to stay put. Unless, of course, we get some real edge, right? Do you have any edge? Do you? I don't. No one's telling me, hey, we're going to launch this coin on Binance Chain, etc. If they give you edge, fans, take it. Okay, but you'll find most of the time you won't get it because they want to get in first and get you in after. Now, let's play some Cranky G music. Make it very cool. All right. PulseChain. Still doing nothing. PulseChain price is literally still doing nothing. Remember yesterday, I had a monster PulseChain update video. I just want to show you as well. We'll just tell you the sacrifice wallet did make a move. 5,000 Ethereum went to Tornado Cash. Don't know what it's doing. It's no expectations. Okay, so things are happening. Some people continue to cry when anybody talks about it. Yeah, bro. Okay, maybe for you and your $6, it doesn't matter. But there are literally people with over $1 million in the ecosystem, and they're curious. You know, are they about to get rugged? What's happening with the treasury? They are curious. You know what I mean? So I personally, I don't go watching this stuff. I don't go check it out themselves. I report when other people make a move, and then that's it. Okay, that's it. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But I do find that it's funny. People get really upset. They're like, no, don't do anything. Don't say anything. Yeah, man. Just imagine, though, that type of attitude, okay, you know, you only came to PulseChain because you started asking questions about the previous coins you were in, right? You know, so don't be confused that people still have that same attitude because it makes all the sense in the world. Like if you just sat there and go, oh, I'm just going to hold coin ABC, you know, what's Ripple doing with their tokens? Aren't you curious? Hey, Ripple, what are you doing with your tokens? Okay, they send it to a market maker and they dump. They dump at 30% below market price. So when XRP, for example, XRP is $3, they're selling it for $2.10. Aren't you curious? Okay, hey, man, if you really think this thing's going up higher, why are you selling it at 30% below market price? You know, it's interesting just to think about, hey, what's going on here? So I think it is important just to have an idea of what your ecosystem has and the environment it has when it comes to, you know, treasury or tokens or anything out here. Now, if I have a look at the global liquidity fractal with BTC, it still looks to be up on the rise by the end of this year. So hopefully this does continue and we don't get screwed. BTC kind of actually stalling out based off it. That'll be interesting. It's kind of like implies a sideways move from here because Bitcoin went up. But it depends on where you move it. You know, it could be going up. Yeah, I just really got to remind you as well, friends. Most people, I'm here every single day, friends. I'm literally here every single day, and I'm just, yeah, I've observed. I've been telling you the whole time. I know what the crowd wants to do. Remember I told you earlier in the year, the crowd wants to sell in March. You're right. What happened? They did. They sold freaking after Trump tried to crash the world. They sold that Bitcoin 75K. Do you remember that? And now they're helping to sell again. There's the final JEETs. The final JEETs are the 4-year cycle JEETs. That's the final piece of the puzzle remaining. Now let's crack on with some news, friends. So Somi's exotic top signal list. This news. The S&P have introduced digital markets 50 crypto index for diversified exposure from Barron's. This is wow, big news, friends. So you also have some comments here. One, don't front run them and buy the tokens yourself. Here you have, that's a catalyst and stuff out here. Yes, it is a catalyst. So let's see what they see. S&P 500 just gave a new Wall Street scoreboard. Interesting, yes. So what you want to know, right? I'll make another video update as well. So man, I can't believe it, friends. It's been 2.5 years. In the first quarter of 2023, so we're still in bear market vibes. I was already thinking about the top signals for the bull market, okay? And I have them listed here. Now, if you've noticed, my first 3 were Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF, and Andrew Tate launches a coin. They already happened, yeah. That's why it surprised me last year. Like, damn, like I thought they were going to happen at the end, but I guess no, that happened earlier, yeah, so whatever. But I still have a list of other things. If you noticed, one of the items that are here that's unfulfilled, NASDAQ launches a crypto index. So because it's similar to 2017 cycle, I feel like, you know, we need an index. We need an index. We all know this, right? There's too many coins. There's no way to hedge. You want to bet on crypto altcoins, what do? Okay, there's Bitcoin, Ethereum's dog shit. Ethereum, if you bet on Ethereum, okay, obviously Ethereum's not poop now, but like it did drop freaking 88% against BTC ratio. So you need something else to pretty much allow you to kind of bet on the others index. That's what the crypto index will let you do, pretty much, if you see it. It'll let you, it'll pretty much be the total index, but it's going to remove the altcoins. It'll let you bet on this, okay? So why this is important, very important. If you look at these, friends, the total crypto index only dropped 76% in the bear market, not like 90%. So it'll just allow you, if we have an index like that, and there'll be rebalancing and stuff out here, you can like take better bets. That's what it allows you to do. However, there's a double-edged sword to this. After this is released, a lot of the crypto edge, it starts chopping away even more. All right, because you have more eyeballs on it. Everyone starts to understand what a network effect is. They're understanding how crypto, they're like GDP of a city. Okay, basically everything your friend told me, everything I've been speaking about since 2022, the market will now start to wake up to it, you know, which is always an inevitability. That's why, friends, I have no ego in this game. I've been talking to you about this since 2022, and I've been saying, hey, I know this information now. I've discovered all this information. Here is how this framework and stuff, how it all fits together. I go, one day, they, or the quant scum, or the normies and everyone out here, they will learn this too. Okay, so effectively what I've done is, it's like we're in the 1960s, and you and I are with Warren Buffett, and we're learning off Benjamin Graham about how to value a company based off earnings and stuff out here. Now, you don't find companies trading at just a 2 PE, where 2 PE means it just takes 2 years for the earnings of the company to buy up the whole market cap of the company. Nothing trades at 2 PE anymore. They trade at like 15, 20, 25, because everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. Everyone's looking at it. So do you see how the edge goes away? You have to find different ways to make money, or how to model it. So that's what might be the future. So we're just going to be watching this. Remember, in 2017, they announced there's going to be the CME listing for Bitcoin, but I think they announced it in like April to August somewhere, and then it came out in December. Okay, so even though they announced it, it still could be like 5 or 6 months away, and that's the top. That's actually the top last time. I wonder if we get that as well. Continuing as well, friends. Massive crypto liquidations have happened on the downside due to Ansem flipping from bearish to bullish. This is hilarious. It actually is true. And sorry, friends, he literally, this is gold, man. He look at this is his tweet on his alt account. They really almost trapped me at the bear side, bros. And then Kobe replies, he bought, dump it. And then, friends, he literally said Kobe 50 minutes ago, question mark. Because, friends, it literally, look at this. It literally, as soon as he bought, we just start capitulating down. My gosh, it's, oh my God. How do you explain that, dude? I just can't believe it. Man, it's the industry. It's a wild one. It's a wild one. So I don't think it's anything to be concerned about. It's only like 5%. These are normal. There's always going to be the 5 to 10% schizo ones that come out along the way. Continuing on, friends. Remember, most crypto KOLs are continuing to call for the 4-year cycle to hold true and come to an end soon. So that's what most crypto KOLs are doing because I watch them all. They're all saying for 4-year cycle. Not every single person. It's split. Okay? Half are saying 4-year cycle, half aren't. So to me, that's bullish. Why? Because, dude, when you have 50% of people willing to exit now, that's not the top. That's not euphoria. That's 50% of people who have not told their friends and family that crypto's cheap and it's time to get in. You see? That's skepticism. They're really skeptical. So we have to break their skepticism. How? I don't know. Don't know the exact method, but I could tell you it probably involves bullish breakups of the high side next year somewhere. You never know. Maybe at the beginning. Maybe we get them all out and then we just start ripping January. You never know. You never know. We're just all guesses. Just waiting. Binance BNB continues to lead the way higher in altcoins, as I showed you. And Binance CZ says it's BNB season. He goes, BNB meme season. I didn't expect this at all. And people keep asking me to predict the future. Keep building. So, remember as well, friends, CZ. So, CZ's a cute, fluffy guy on Twitter. He's like, ha, 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 I don't know what I'm doing. And then behind closed doors, he's an assassin. He's got Spoonie in his back pocket. He's throwing Spoonie in a boomerang's back. He's just chopping everybody up, kung fu kicks and everything out here. So, CZ, in one of his long Twitter spaces, okay, I was not in there, but I read a comment. Okay, so CZ pretty much, I know he didn't speak like this with his tone, but I knew what he was trying to get at. So basically CZ, people were talking about, oh, Soylana ate Ethereum's lunch. Soylana, soy, I love the soy. Everyone was just talking about how much they love soy and talking about CZ. They go, oh, what are you going to do now? Soylana, soy, I love soy, okay? They kept speaking about freaking soy and the homoerotic experiences out here, putting glitter on their face and doing very non-family friendly acts to other similar male species like themselves. And then CZ interjects and he says, the only reason your Soylana went up is because I was in jail. Okay? You can imagine, this is the part of the movie where he gets his 2 fingers, he's on the forest floor, he gets the mud, and he just camouflages himself like he's ready to go to war. That's what we just loaded this part of the movie, okay? So CZ's pretty much, and then he hinted, like, now it's our turn. So that's why he's talking about Binance ass turd, and the meme stuff out here. They're literally just going to take everything from Soylana. But it's not really them. It's just like, Soylana, bro, you ran up for like 1.8 years in a row. Now there's a rotation of stuff, okay? So that's what's, I think, happening now with BNB. BNB doesn't last forever either, okay? Nothing lasts forever. But I'm just showing you it's got nothing to do with the fast transaction speed of stuff out here, right? And they're all getting slowly faster over time anyway. Shout out to everybody from India. They are going to pilot tokenized bank deposits, stablecoin super cycle. So we're starting to see a continuation of stablecoin super cycle. Every world government wants to put their stablecoins in. If you are a non-US country, your country needs desperately to establish crypto allegiance faster than the US right now. Because the longer you wait, the higher the odds are when people adopt crypto, they're using the US dollar stablecoin because they don't know what your piece of shit is. And by the way, I'm just letting you know, I'm declaring 100% loyalty to the US dollar. There is no freaking way I'm touching any other non-world US reserve currency, non-world currency piece of crap. Nation, digital country. They're all trash, dude. You're inflating too much. You guys are inflating way too much. Now, here's the thing. We can make amends. We can make amends if you just give me the biggest alt season of my life. But until that point, no, I'm not touching it. And people aren't going to touch that either. You're debasing at freaking 10% per year because you're losing even more purchasing power to the US dollar. It's ridiculous. So everybody's going to have the US dollar stable coins, and hopefully all these countries, they have to save themselves, because if everybody has a US dollar stable coin, they're going to keep saving in that. Then the network effect's ruined. You're not going to start saving in your trash local currency once you start to have access to the US dollar. So we'll see how it all plays out. They could try to ban it, but you can't ban crypto. You know, that's why it's important Ethereum exists. They can't ban Ethereum. Okay, you can't ban anybody on the network, and then you can't ban the smart contracts on there. That's also why you need a natively decentralized stablecoin you can't ban. Right? That's why it's very important. Billionaire Paul Tudor Jones includes Bitcoin as one of the biggest winners of this market. I want to have a combination of gold, crypto, probably the NASDAQ. That's how he talks, friends. We have Paul Tudor Jones. I remember watching his earliest video, and he's one of the greatest traders. He basically predicted the 1989 crash using the Elliott wave stuff. Paul Tudor Jones as well. It's funny, man. I'm watching this other guy, Adam Wu or Adam Zhu or Adam Q. Got his name, but he's a really good trader. Does like Warren Buffett, does options and stuff. But man, it just blew my mind. He's from Stocks World, yeah. And he showed this picture. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's just like me. He showed the picture, and he showed Paul Tudor Jones. Let's see if we can find it. He showed Paul Tudor Jones basically flooding the bottom and then getting bullish at the top of the S&P 500. Here it is, baby. I actually found it. Here he is, Adam Koo. Koozie. You always get screwed when you listen to stock market predictions from gurus on mainstream media. No one can predict it in the short term, etc. Look at this, friends. So on the bottom, Paul Tudor Jones says stock market will hit new lows even if Trump cuts tariffs to 50%. And then up the top, Paul Tudor Jones says ingredients are in place for a massive rally before a blow off top to the bull market. That's funny, man, because I don't track any of the Wall Street, the boomers out here, but he does. So it is cool to see that. Let's see the mainstream media. It doesn't matter who's on there, right? It's really hard, man, to go out. Like, the hardest thing I ever did, was not just buy pDAI on the capitulation, but come out and publicly make videos and go to Twitter Spaces and go on YouTube. Remember, I was on Matty Allen's channel, live streams, and actually like stick my neck out. That was tough. That was really tough. It's one thing to click a button and you're long, because then you're like, la 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 la, can't hear you. I'm just gonna wait it out. It's one thing to do that. That's tough as well. But that's all you need. You need to stop there. That's all you need to do to make money. Okay. If you're long, you don't need to justify anything to anyone, and you shouldn't. Don't worry about finding the words. Okay. Don't worry about them. You should be able to. Okay, just for yourself. But but it was hard to do both, because I watched it. I'm like, man, if this goes to zero for real and it stays there, like, but it pretty much did though. It pretty much did. So just to share with you, that's the tough part, friends. You don't need to do that though. You could literally just buy the dip in anything and just like walk away and then just wait till it gets better. Ruble backed the A7, A5 now leads all non-USD stablecoins, hitting nearly 500 million in market cap. Very interesting. Remember, friends, the Russian ruble, the ruble, it's backed by oil. Okay, so the ruble currency, remember, because I think 50% of Russia's GDP is oil. So it's an oil-backed commodity. It's pretty much, it's all linked to oil and the price of oil and everything out here. So when you see people having bids on it, it's not that they specifically all love Russia and they want to swear allegiance to it. It's just that it's a way to hold the currency, and you're being long oil and stuff out here. But yeah, they have their own different reasons and everything, whatever. So you probably want to know, where are we going from here? Well, if I go back to my short-term time frame, remember I've shown you on BTC, friends, this 4-hour. We're still in no man's land now. We rejected off this top part where this was the monthly high. We come up, we did this double poke, come back in here. So we're still in no man's land, and you pretty much can't do anything here. Okay, I guess you're just holding your bets. If you're short, you really want this to come out still. Personally, of course, if I was short, I'd be getting out. Like, let's say you really wanted to poke this in. Maybe you got your short after it reclaims under up here. This is 1R. Maybe if you stretch it out, so you got to hold the bid here and hope that this is 2. So this is like -1. up here. So I'll just do, this is -1, this is +1, and this will be another, this will be +2, +2R if you could get to that bottom around this zone. But it doesn't have to get there. It just doesn't have to get there. That's why I'm just giving you a closer look as to what we're actually looking for. And then like, yeah, if we reclaim, that's what we need Bitcoin. If you can come back and actually reclaim this 124,400, you're pretty much well on ready for the next leg. So we'll see how it all plays out. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.